As I said, is that for the last 2-minute meetings that we have had, we have kept time. During the induction, we kept time. Before, immediately after lunch, we were done with the program, although we were left to do our own in-house deliberations. During the member education, which was online, we said the last prayer exactly at 3:59, and I want to believe that today we'll also keep time. At this juncture, allow me to invite the chair, but before then, I want to say during the course of our program, we'll have our chief guests, the Commissioner for Cooperatives and the VC. They will be joining us later. At that particular time, when we see them coming, we can applaud them, even as they come to sit, and that would be good. So at this time, let me call the chair to take over the program. Karibu, Chairman.
Asante sana mwenyekiti wa kamati ya elimu, Director Cooperatives Nairobi County, Madam Dolphin, Roslyn, fellow delegates. Good morning. Asante sana na karibu kwa hiki kikao. Naomba tuanze kwa kufuata ratiba yetu vile imenakiliwa. So allow me to start with the introductions. So allow me then to introduce the board of directors. On the further end is Dr. Anchirin Chipchirchir, a director from Kenyatta and a member of the supervisory committee. Close to her is Monica Keragu, a director from Kikuyu Campus and the honorary secretary of the board. John Waweru, a director from Main Campus and a member of the education committee and credit committees of the board. The vice chairman of the board, Robert Rono, and a director of Upper Kabete. Professor Richard Onuonga, a director of the board and a representative of Upper Kabete. The treasurer of the board, Marco Tundo, director from Main Campus. The chair education committee, Julius Matano, a director from Chiromo Campus. Director Marilyn Nabakwe, a director from Kenyatta, and the chair of the audit committee of the board. Director Malika Osborne, chair of the supervisory committee, and now a director from SUA ADD. Then Director Richard Agutu, a director from Main Campus, and secretary to supervisory committee. Then there is Director Chuchu Cheng, a member of the audit committee, and a director from SUA ADD. Asante sana na mnaesa keti. Allow me then to proceed to chairman's report. It's my honor and privilege to welcome you to the 4th ADM of our SACCO since you transited from universal suffrage and started this kind of governance structure. Our main purpose of gathering here is to evaluate our performance, take stock, and consider our business model as we exchange ideas on ways forward and how we would want our SACCO to benefit our members. So allow me then to report to you a few items. Number one is on performance, and say that our SACCO is trying to improve. From the year 2018, when we came in, we have witnessed some small growth in our revenues. If you look at last year alone, our total revenues increased from 251 million to around 292 in the year 2022, reflecting a growth of 41.7 million. Over the last 2 to 3 years, we have seen some record profit. We started with 1% on interest. We went to 2%, then to 3% in last year. And also a record 16% on share capital. This despite an amortization of 60 million on the other assets, which were historical. But like we indicated last time, they are not assets, they were only baptized assets. But this was lost money, which we have to amortize. It was around 670, now it is standing at 400 million. So the SACCO is improving in terms of performance. And in today's meeting, we will propose to you for your approval an improved rate of 5% on interest and 16% on dividends to our members. On the expenses, asante sana, on the expenses, and we also shared this report right in time, you can see that they slightly also increased, largely occasioned by the amortization. Because the other years we were doing around 58, this year we did 63 million. Our balance sheet has also grown. In fact, right now we are at two-tier. Two-tier meaning we are also competing in the league of 2 billion. Soon, if we work hard, we may join the big brothers in Tier 1, where we are talking about an asset base of around 5 million. Yes. 5 billion. Sorry, 5 billion. So we are in the league of Tier 2, 2 billion and above. And that is quite some work that has been done. On regulatory or statutory ratios, we are trying also to improve. The only challenge is liquidity ratio, which we have not met. If you look actually at the table, that ratio should be above 15%, but we are punching at 6%. We are way below. It means we need to recruit more and have more streams of income coming in. That is how we will make this ratio improve. Now on technology, we have really revamped our systems. We have invested quite some amount on technology. Almost all of our processes now are done using the system. The only thing that is left is actually loan processing, loan application and processing. That is what we intend now to digitize. Then we will completely go digital. We will completely avoid paper. But then I think last year in our Shirika Day, we are awarded as best in technology utilization. And so we will continue doing that. You can witness that we have a robust mobile banking application. We are able to transfer money to our banks or from our banks to the FOSA account. We are able to withdraw. We issue instant ATM cards at our office. Our system is able to report to you whenever a person touches your account, whether transaction or anything. So you are able even to raise an alarm and say, it is not me. Somebody is trying to tamper with my account. You can apply for mobile loans. So it's quite some work that has gone into technology, and we'll continue doing more. On membership, our membership keeps rotating around a certain figure. And this is witnessed mainly because largely our members are drawn from the University of Nairobi. And as you are aware, the university is not really recruiting. So we have no new members coming in. And even those now at the university, most of them have reached retirement age and they are exiting. So quite some work needs to be done around membership. We have opened the bond, but we have not really penetrated into that market. So it's something we need to purpose so that then we'll be able to increase on recruitment. I also need to speak something about check of remittance from the university. I need really to say that the university has really supported us. We are one among a few university circles who are not owed by the employers. Every month, our Vice Chancellor remits to us whatever collections he makes for the circle. So our report on Chuna performance that we are priding on would be incomplete without recognizing that support. Let me just say this, that Professor Kiama Gitai has really purposed to support this circle. I do not know what touched him. He really took it to his heart that he should support the circle to the other level. He has accorded the circle all the support, and we are able now to discharge our mandate. Like Calvin Coolidge said once, and I quote, "No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor has been the reward for what he gave." And the Vice Chancellor has really given to us. And we owe it to him that we have come this far. We are able to give out loans in record time because we have liquid that he remits to us also in record time. John F. Kennedy once said, and I quote, that one person can make a difference and everyone should try. There was this lady who was called Woodrow Wilson who also said, "You are not here merely to make a living. You are here in order to enable the world to live more humbly, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget the errand."
I'm happy to join you today for your 4th ADM. And from the results, we are happy with the performance of the society for the year 2022. We know this society has been struggling, but you are out of the struggles. I can see you are out of struggles. You have applied growth strategies. I remember last year we discussed about growth strategies, and I can see those strategies have put this society to where it is today. And we will continue applying those growth strategies. Very, very important, especially on product development, Chairman. We have to keep on looking out on our products, that credit policy. I've gone through the report. I understand the members have reached that saturation level. They cannot borrow. So, Chairman, the credit policy need to be looked at so that we can open up and relax some of the conditions so that the members can be able to benefit from the loans. And also pricing, Chairman, pricing of your products. It also goes with growth. Pricing of your products, very, very key, so that you can be able to be competitive. Mr. Chairman, your strategic plan, yes, you are talking about your strategic plan. Every year, it is important for you to review. I've gone through the report, and I can see that it's like you've not been having meetings to review the strategic plan yearly. Let's get on that plan every year so that we review, we see where we are, and see where we can be able to improve. That is very, very important. Recruitment of membership. Yes, we are struggling with the membership. There are those who are retiring, but those are still our members. They are retiring and they are withdrawing with huge sums of savings. Why can't we develop products that can make them remain in the society? Mr. Chairman, some of the societies, they are organizing forums for those who are nearing that retirement age, 55 and above, so that you have a forum for them and you convince them so that they remain being members of your society. And also develop products that will make them remain in the society. So I don't want to take a lot of time. At the same time, members, delegates, you are the best marketers for this society. You are the best marketers for this society. We know you have a marketing department, but you are the best marketers because you have tested the product, and you should be a walking advert for this society. Yeah, starting from your home. Even your children can join Chuna. So recruit the members, bring more, bring your spouses, bring your children who are of age so that they can also join Chuna Circle.
I want to appreciate the employer for the remittance, because that has been a bottle in the neck for this society. Two, I want to appreciate the commissioner. Commissioner, remember registering these bylaws, we had to ask a lot of questions. Thank you for registering them. I want to confirm to you that we are implementing what you had advised. The delegates had a fresh mandate, and today we will ballot so that we have 1/3 retiring for purposes of continuity. So next year, only 1/3 will go to the grassroots. We will retain the 2/3. And that is what is in your bylaw that's registered by the commissioner. As you go to the elections, it was mentioned even by the chairman. By the way, I didn't know the chairman is a preacher. I even had to ask whether he's an elder. Today is Sabbath day for me, so I was feeling like I've started with church. Thank you very much. Please give us leaders who will steer this organization to higher heights. I have been part and parcel of this organization when it was in its lowest moment, when you are declaring 1%. Now we are talking about 5%. Commissioner, that is a serious achievement. It is a serious achievement in this society. I know in other societies you hear about 10%, but we will eventually reach there. You can see the pace at which we are moving. 1, 3, 5. Next will be, if that is a trend, like that. We have a new CEO who will make sure that happens. All cooperatives go through turmoils. If there are members who had withdrawn because of what we are going through, tell them that the Chuna circle is back to its feet. Issues of governance, we are still following to the latter. And that is why when we were vetting you as delegates, we did not clear some people, because they still had some pending issues to clear with the society. And so, even those who will be interested in future, let them know that we want a society that has good governance. And that is why we are normally very keen and very strict, because the marking scheme comes from you. When you tell us that you have set your standards, that for a delegate to be elected, he must meet a certain threshold, that is what we follow. I have seen it's like they have gone to get the VC, so I stand guided whether we invite the commissioner or we wait for this VC to listen to the speech of the commissioner. Yes, I am guided. That is down here, coming in shortly. It's very important that he listens to the speech of the commissioner, because we appreciate what he is doing. He has even given a space to you. I am telling you, it is very expensive to pay rent in the CBD. So that is one thing that you should not take for granted. In the county, we fall under a sector called business and hustlers opportunities. Our role is promote and grow cooperatives. And that is why I appreciate this society, because they consult a lot. Saa ingine, it's one of the societies that's regulated by SASRA. SASRA saa ingine inaandika barua kali, chama anauliza director nianzie wapi, naambia hapana, fanya hivi, just respond. Because we are all there to support you and to guide you and to walk with you.
This is a very good moment for me to join you, to appreciate that Chuna, despite that you are not in that first-class league, where the chairman was talking about the big boys, we also want to understand and nurture and interact with you, so that at least also you can be able to up your game and be able to offer services to your members. So I'm greatly honored to join you today during your 4th annual delegate meeting. And I take this opportunity to thank the board of directors for the invitation, and also thank the delegates present for your utmost commitment. I know you are one of the SACCO that has a very low number of delegates. And this is an issue I've raised with the account director. And if you have raised it, that's good. Because, cooperatives are run in a democratic system, whereby, if possible, members are supposed to participate direct. But because we know, because of other logistical issues, at times we allow delegates. But we will wish to have a good number of delegates that can be representatives of the members. So I'm happy that you have come, and this is really an indication of your commitment to your SACCO. One thing I want to mention is that you are in the right place. Cooperatives and the SACCO in particular, they have been of very great importance in our society, especially in our actual economic realization. I know a number of you, because most of us here, we are employees. Could it not be our SACCOs, respective SACCOs, it would be very difficult even to pay school fees for our children. It would be very difficult for us even to afford even like a small car we normally use, and even have a home where we can retire to. And that's why it is very important for you as delegates, because delegates are part of the leadership of this SACCO. If a SACCO performs poorly, of course, the board will take the blame, but even you as delegates, you will share part of that blame. Because you are the decision makers, you are the people who meet at the end of the year to deliberate, make decisions, and even decide on the way you want your SACCO to go. The SACCO subsector is very critical in our actual, especially economic realization. And that's why we need to do all what it takes to guard and ensure that our SACCO is on the right track, it is making right financial decisions. The people whom we have elected must be people of integrity, people who can protect members' funds, people who have members at the center of everything, every decision they make. Because we have had a situation, and I know you are privy to this, your SACCO some time back was not really doing well. And it wasn't that because you had not contributed your money, simply because of mismanagement, misgovernance, misapplication of funds, and because of seriousness. And that is something that we need to desist from. I'm happy the chair made a statement that service to man is service to God. You see, for example, chair, for the 3 or 2 years, you will be the chair of this SACCO. Because at one time, you have to leave. That's how destiny, that's how nature is. What will be your legacy? And that is something that we need to ask ourselves. Whenever we have positions, let us ask ourselves, what legacy are we going to leave behind? Even at our place of work, even as a delegate, you are not going to remain a delegate forever. At one time, you will have to leave, because before you, there were delegates. And after you, there will be other delegates to come in. Those are some of the hard questions we need to ask ourselves. And let me tell you that the SACCO, especially in Kenya, those ones that are doing well, they are really attracting quite a very big number of members. When others are struggling to even get funds to meet the demand for loans, others have excess. Members are able to even save more than what they are taking as loans. And we have them. Others have even decided to invest that money in the government bonds. So the question you need to ask yourself is, you have the history, and we may not really change the history, but there is always future. And let us not live on the past, and live the bigger picture that is likely to help us move to the next level. I am happy that you are on right trajectory, that this year, that last year, you were able to record at least some surplus. And the chair has promised is going to pay 5% interest on interest, which is a good gesture. But I believe these 5%, let it be real surplus. You know, we have people who would wink. Si mnajua good winking? Unaambia mtoto unampatia peremende asirie so that he allows you to get out of home. I believe, Omando, what you have promised us, 5%, is real 5%. And there's something that even if we go to the books, it is very clear. Because, you know, and I may say here, we have people, we have circles that are doctoring documents. You find when a circle is making losses, they go ahead and declare surplus. At the end of the year, you find actually you are liquidating your circle. And director is aware. We have one that for the last 7 years has been declaring, you know, surpluses that are not there. And right now, it's like members have withdrawn all their shares. So we are now again struggling to see how do we bring it back. But one thing I want to challenge, especially circles based on institutions of high learning like yours. You know, we believe, and that is the case, universities, that is the place where you can get the best brains. And if that's the case, even leadership and governance of our circles and the performance should be beyond reproach. You can imagine right now, the police circle is one of the best circles we have in the country. And I want you to compare the police and yourselves. I'm not in any way trying to demean, but I'm looking at the ability you have, you know, vis-a-vis our brothers and sisters. And then you realize they are ahead of us. Then there is some question mark somewhere. And that's some of the challenge we need to ask ourselves and see how do we become good example that even others can follow. One thing I may not lose sight is, thank you, Prof, for gracing this occasion. And University of Nairobi is, I think, the only now public university that has no non-remittance cases to SACCOs. A number of our public universities, SACCO space there, they are struggling. Others, there's some without mentioning, I hear they are owing a SACCO about $1 billion. I don't know how they are going to pay. Others, 250 million. And this is affecting the delivery of services. I remember when Prof came in, you were also having the similar problem. I need a letter, and I know you might not have been happy. We are not met. I threatened that I was going to freeze the account. Then one morning I saw a check of about 200 and something million. I know he was not happy, but I think that's, we had to do it so that to save. this whatever. And thank you, Pro, for doing that. And I wish also our leaders in other institutions also can do the same. We are not very happy. I know we have a lot of financial challenges in our institution, even including where I work. But also let us bear in mind that what we don't remit is somebody's salary. And someone has really said deduct this maybe 10,000, 5,000, so that at the end of the year or at some other time, he can take a loan and be able to do something. So when he's being told that your money has not come, then you wonder now, does it mean this person has not been paid salary or not? Thank you, and I wish the same should continue. Yeah. I want to hammer you as leaders. In cooperatives, when you are a delegate, you are not an employee. When you are a chairman, you are not an employee of Chuna. You have just offered yourselves to serve. So it's a service you are offering. And that service should be without any charge. Actually, what the board gets should be an allowance. And which should be very minimal. Because you are serving your colleagues. You are not working for anybody. Maybe for the CEO and the other staff members, they can negotiate their price, their pay. But for you as board members and delegates, you are offering a service. And it should be a servant leadership. Sio ile ya kuchilipa. I was in another circle. The delegates were demanding that they need to be their allowance need to be increased. When interest or dividends to members was going down. Then you wonder now. You have not even delivered, but you want your allowance to be increased. So delegates, you have a responsibility, and whatever you are doing here. Of course, Chuna may not pay you, but all of us, I know, we believe there is God. And at the end of the day, God will praise us in his own way, his own ways. The small money you may misapply may affect even your grandchildren unknowingly. And the people will be wondering, wewe ni daktari, lakini ukiangalia watoto mambo imekuwa ngumu. Somebody just a mere peasant farmer somewhere, watoto wanaendelea kufanya misuri. And maybe simply because of some of the things we do unknowingly, and they may affect our lives. So please, I'm urging you as leaders, as you are here, as you are going to deliberate on issues concerning your society, be very keen, be very cognizant that your members, who are your colleagues, they need service from you. For a circle to grow and enhance service delivery, you need to be very responsive on your products and services. I know a number of circles are very good in coming up with new loan products, which is good. But also let us look at the saving products. I don't know. How many products do you have for savings? A number of circles, they have only one. But bear in mind that, our society is changing. We have quite a number of people who are retiring. And in most cases, these are the people who have saved a lot of money in our circles. How do we retain them after they live their active life? The chair mentioned about membership. You have opened membership. Of course, open membership, but be very careful who is coming in. I have examples where some circles have opened membership. Their CEO and board members, they were used where they were getting one check, a check off from the employer. Now wameleta mama mboga, whom once you give a loan, you must also know how to want for her to pay the loan. Na unajua huko nje kuna watu werefu, wanasema hii pesa ni ya matakitari, hii ndio tutakula. They will take the loans and they will disappear. So be very careful whom you are recruiting into your membership. Because to me, the key issue is not about the huge number of members you have. It's about the quality. The importance of your circle is not about how much deposit you have mobilized, but how have your members benefited from Chuna Circle. It doesn't make sense for you to become that tier 1 circle when some of your members cannot afford, even to pay school fees for their children. You better have a reasonable number, but quality members. Members who will take their own and they repay promptly. Members who can patronize your circle. And for you as a board, it's high time you make your circle a one-stop shop for all your members, especially on financial matters. And I know universities, you are one of those circles who have really refused to allow your salary even to go through your circles. I don't know, but let me tell you. The dividend you are getting, where now there is money in circles, is from FOSA. Do you have a FOSA chair? Yes. How many members are patronizing the FOSA? That's the question. You as the delegates, what about the other members? They are. And that's where money is. Yeah. Don't take your money to a commercial bank, which may hardly give you 2 or 3%, and yet you can get 5-7% from your circle. Me, for now, quite a number of years, my circle is very small. It may not be of your size, but all my salary goes through there. Because nowadays we are leveraging on technology. You don't have to go to the bank and queue to withdraw or deposit your money. You can carry your transaction from your own comfort, even from your bedroom. The only thing we need to encourage is to leverage on technology so that we are able to meet the aspirations of members. And because of the importance of the cooperatives and the circle in particular, especially we from our ministry, and I know you are aware that the government is very keen on the issue of trying to develop and creating an enabling environment for the cooperative movement to realize their aspirations. And out of that, there are also a number of issues we are undertaking, especially on matters of policy and legal reforms. We have reviewed the cooperative policy, which is now session paper number 4. And in that policy, one of the key issues we are trying to address is to ensure that circles are able to compete effectively with other financial institutions. You are in the financial sector, which is very competitive. Banks are there, microfinances are there, and even we have Mama Mboga, chamas, even chamas, they are also giving competition to circles. So we have really reformed our policy. We are also amending repealing our Corporate Societies Act. We are also amending the Circle Societies Act, especially on 2 items. One, we want to bring in the Deposit Guarantee Fund so that members can be protected in case of any collapse of a circle. We want also to bring in the issue of we are bringing in the issue of shared service platform, rather than, because we know that especially ICT is very expensive. We want to see how SACCOs can have a robust system whereby different SACCOs can brag in, and then they are able to operate. Because you know the issue of cybercrimes is very high in the country. We have a number of SACCOs that have been targeted, who have been attacked, but fortunately, I know we have not lost a lot of money. So all this is meant to create an enabling environment. And at the end of the day, we want to see SACCOs being able to issue even checks. We want to see SACCOs operating in the national payment system. You know, like in Canada and even US, where we have credit unions, the same like our SACCOs here, they have even more services. They even offer insurance, they offer mortgage, and all the like. And let me assure you that the SACCO subsector in Kenya, we have been considered as the fastest growing subsector globally. Because currently SACCOs in Kenya have managed to mobilize savings to a tune of about 1 trillion and 5. 1.5 trillion. I mean 1.5 trillion Kenya shillings. And we have a portfolio, loan portfolio of 950 billion, which is a colossal amount. And if we are number 7 globally, then there's nothing that can stop us from also trying to benchmark with the best credit unions in the world. And that's where we want to take our SACCOs after trying to clear some of the small problems here of governance and the like. But we believe you have all what it takes. And mind you, we have about 10 SACCOs in Kenya right now, which are bigger than quite so many banks, with a deposit of over 60 billion, 64 billion. And we have banks of even with 10 and even 20 billion deposits. So who is bigger now? Why should we fear those banks? The only thing we need to have is to have the right people in the right place. We patronize our SACCOs, and then at the end of the day, we will also be there. I know you are going for elections. Let the election not be a source of your problems. I've seen some SACCOs where, after election, some people start to pull out because they were not elected. You know, as you are here, you can't all of you become board members. We have to agree. You offer yourself today. If members agreed, they will give you a chance. And if you have been a board member, they decide that you step aside, somebody to come in, don't be offended. Si ni hivyo? Hii ni just is normal. Unajua ni uchaguzi. Leo umepewa hiyo jukumu, mwingine pia afanye kesho. So I'm encouraging you and I'm urging you, please, kama utapata hiyo nafasi, usikasirike, endelea kusupport yule amepewa hiyo jukumu, na labda kesho utapata hiyo nafasi. And with those few remarks, I wish you good reparations, and may God bless you all.
And to say that from where I sit also, I'm happy with the work Chuna is doing. What we have now is something we decided that we will go that way. Now, obviously, you mentioned about the issue of competition and shamas and this. You know, in the university, we have a lot of departmental. And I've talked to Keva, he say he need to ensure that the people see that this one is better than those ones for the department. Because those ones, they just have 3 members as signatories, yeah? But here you have a structure. And if we are able to mop, because we have so many deductions we make every month, yeah? If we are able to make only one shake, it will be better for us, yeah, as a university. Obviously, Keva has made various requests. I think he mentioned that. He mentioned about the call center, whether we could have the call center under Chuna. He also asked about the issue of university opening account, because you have mentioned that also. I told him it's okay. We'll make the request. It's a beginning point, yeah. Then after that, we see when some situation opens, then we can also proceed there. But if we can begin to get members migrating there, is one step also, yeah? But open account is another. Then, yeah. Then I asked him already to discuss with the director ICT, who has equipment there, on what needs to be done to relocate the director ICT so that Chuna can occupy that building. I hope that you're already on this process, yeah. I hope you are already on this process, yeah. Because that, when you have finalized, is when you come back to me on exactly what you are going to do. So that function continues, even if in a different place, yeah. So that is something that we will continue to support. And this is in the context of what I mentioned a number of reforms. The people reform, the curriculum reform, the data reform, and also particularly the people reform. And that, I believe that if every member of staff can be able to access credit to pay the school fees of their children, or to complete their house, or address another project, then they'll give better service to the university, yeah. So that's why I'm deliberate to support Chuna, yeah. Because when I support Chuna, I support the University of Nairobi, and all of us as a university, we continue to go up and become better and better. Asante, and God bless you.
I'm here to conduct a very simple exercise. First, to be able to invite the chief guests so that then they can get a gift of appreciation. Secondly, I could like to request staff to carry a few of those trophies, because after the gifts have been given, we could like a photo session with the chief guests and directors here and our trophies to assure you that the circle is doing well, not by default, but by design and the good work that you have done. I welcome you back, Mr. Chairman, so that then we can give the guests their gifts. Madam Secretary, please come closer. Ndugu Commissioner, tafadhali. Oh, on that side I think is better. Mpigie makofi tafadhali as the Commissioner receives his gift. Thank you, Commissioner. We treasure you. Bwana Vice Chancellor. Please receive our gifts. It's a small token of our appreciation. We can never thank you enough, but Mungu aliye hai ndiye atamtunuki. Asante sana. As I request our staff to come with our trophies, so that then I'll again request back the guests plus all the 4 guests on this table to please come. We take a photo here with the chairman.